All right. It says we're live. Hello. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So I finished editing the vlog that I filmed yesterday. I actually remembered to film pretty much everything I wanted to yesterday. With the exception of like one short clip. And I managed to do the like rough cuts yesterday. And then did some final trimmings and adding of music for like the clips that I was treating as what you call B-roll or whatever. So I have finished doing the editing. I have grabbed some stills to create a thumbnail, but I have not yet sort of like rendered it into a single video. I don't know if my computer is going to like have enough brain power. It should, but I don't know if I should test it to do the stream and the render at the same time. I'm a little hesitant to try that because I don't want to like ruin the stream experience for everybody. So I think what I'm going to do is probably hold off on rendering it until after, which is fine. So I'm planning to schedule that for tomorrow morning. So you will be able to see some crystal shopping and a little bit of coffee shop, because I didn't film as much at the coffee shop as I wanted to. Because they had house music. So I was like, but also because I actually like was trying to get some stuff done while I was there. So I tried to focus on that and not on like, how do I film this? But yes, so I have finished a vlog. Oh my. And I've actually edited the video in relatively short order, which is exciting for me because editing is sort of like the scary part. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'm going to make sure I save it again. And then I'm going to close the program so I'm not tempted to like hit the go button. And yeah, anyway. So that's what I was doing this morning. So I feel productive because I was able to get up and finish editing that. It took a little bit longer to do the final edits than I had hoped. But that's always the case when I'm editing a video or a project in writing. Editing always takes far longer than I think it should. But I did, so I am just under 28,000 words. I'm about 425 words short of 28,000 for the month. So hopefully I will be able to hit that during the first sprint or two. So that's exciting because my whole month goal was 35,000 because I thought that was what I would need to finish this story. And it may be to get just like sort of the bare bones of the plot down. But I'm drafting decently clean, which is exciting. So I hopefully won't have as much like editing to do on the second and third rounds. I mean, I know that there's going to be edits that need to be done. And I've already like wrote down a couple of questions to send to a friend of mine who reads this particular genre. And so I'm going to ask her a couple questions about some scenarios that I have put in the story. And so hopefully she'll be able to help me sort of like figure out why the scene doesn't quite jive the way I want it to. Either way. So I have a person that I'm planning to send this to once I get it a little bit more finished. Once I finish the plot, I have someone to send it to, which is awesome. So that's always nice. Yeah. I also broke a nail like very early this morning. I rolled over and smacked the wall with my hand, and it retaliated by breaking my middle fingernail. Not like terrible break, but it like chipped it. Because I was washing a lot of dishes yesterday as well. So I think that sort of like got my nails to be a little less sturdy. And so it's now a little bit shorter, and I need to go ahead and just trim it or file it because I'm sitting here messing with it, which I don't know. Anyway, that is, I used to bite my nails when I was a kid, and it took me forever to learn not to bite them. Like I'm talking about late high school. And so I have finally like learned not to on the regular bite them. But if they do snap or tear, I tend to like take it off with my teeth, which, you know, it just kind of makes me want to like continue tearing at them. So I need to just like get the trimmer out and trim them. Brain. Okay. Ooh. I was also looking for the card for today. Yesterday was the rabbit, in case you wanted to know. And today is going to be the giraffe. Have we had the giraffe kind of recently? I feel like we maybe have. I don't know. Maybe it was just a pull on a day that I had kind of recently. But either way. So I have pulled the card so we can discuss that once we say hello. Alrighty. So Catherine says, hello all. You are revising and editing ad infinitum. Yes. Yes. That's how it feels. It always feels like it goes on forever. Megan says, hello all. You're working on your essay for the feminist anthology. You are struggling to write something vaguely inspiring. So you might just go with informative, maybe. Sorry. Caught something in my throat there. So I think you can look at inspiring as sort of like two different things. Inspiring can be uplifting and positive, but inspiring can also be like rage and motivation in that manner, like get up and change the world because this is redonkulous and we shouldn't take this anymore. So it depends on how you are looking at inspirational. So you might want to examine which version of inspirational you were thinking of. But it is also like some information is really inspirational as well, because if you are going with statistics and facts of like how many women took part in campaigning something, how many women have been able to do X, Y, Z, why we should be able to have these other things, you know. So informative can be inspirational. So go with what you want. I am no help. I'm essentially all of that to say, do what you want, because I am no help in choosing. I am indecisive. Laura is here. Yo ho ho. We saw Laura over on Kat's channel just prior to this stream. So that was fun. And Jenna the Soul Writer is here. Hello all. Love to the thumbs up as you settle in, please. Yes, that would be nice. Paget says, hey everyone. Hello. Cool Gamer is here. Hi. Hello. How are you? And Rachel is here. Hello. Wonderful. Charlie is here. Hey. Hello, Charlie. How are you? I love your rendering of the Salty Titan. Love it. It's so cool. If y'all have not checked out some of Charlie's recent workings on World Anvil, there is a rendering of what the spaceship, the Salty Titan, looks like. And y'all should definitely check it out. Christy is here. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? BA says, hey, y'all. You made it on time. Yay! You had a doctor's appointment this AM and went on a short shopping trip. You were like, I got to get back in time. Yes. But again, like the Toddling Writer. You can come on in whenever you want. I don't judge you on that. CB says, hello. Hello, CB. How are you? Jen, hello. How are you? Megan says, I don't put my nails in my mouth anymore. Yeah, you use a nail clipper exclusively. Kind of surprising with how often you would bite your nails. Yeah, and that's the... it took me so long to stop biting my nails. So long. But I like the feel of like tapping my nails on things, but I'm not a huge fan of like acetone and like dissolvents. What's the word I'm looking for breaking up like fake nails and stuff. So I can't do the fake nails, not really. And so I had to grow my own. But now I can tap all I want because I usually do have them to a certain length. They are getting a little long for me, which is kind of like, they're not that long, but they are long enough that I'm beginning to hit other keys. It's not as bad on the new/old keyboard as it is on the laptop. But on the laptop yesterday, I was having some real issues with typos because my nails kept hitting the wrong keys. BA says, on that note, if you haven't liked and subscribed and turned on the notifications to all, make sure you check the description box for all the links to new videos and a tarot journal. Yes. And soon I shall have another link for tomorrow. Paget says, I wish I could find a way to break the nails in the mouth habit. Yeah. You don't even know that you're doing it half the time. Yeah, it is very much a mindless habit. And my grandmother tried so hard. She hated that I bit my nails. And she would put Tabasco sauce on them. And it did not matter to me. My fingers would go in my mouth. It would be spicy, but I would continue until it was not spicy anymore. So, and they tried something else that was like meant for tasting awful, and it was meant specifically for breaking the habit of biting, and I still did the same thing. It did not matter. But see, here's the thing. I like vinegar. It would just only incentivize it more. It's really sad. So yeah, it took me forever. And it was, I finally got to the point in high school where I was the one who wanted to stop. And it still took me, quite a long time. It took me almost a year, to break that habit. But yeah. Paget says, same via the revising and editing forever. Yes. Caitlin is here. Hello. You'll be writing chapter 16 in your novel today. Ooh, it's a big turning point for 2 of your characters. Nice. Excellent. Paget says, I'm halfway done with Boon 2 and printed it out 2 days ago to read through and get a better feel of where you are. And of course, that means now you're editing and you can't stop. Won't stop. Yes. Yes. There's something about printing it out and like holding the mass of it in your hand that is just so special. Yes. But then of course you feel like you have to get out the pen and like edit. Or maybe that's just us writers. I don't know. Rachel says, I'm finishing up my article research and writing. Excellent. Good. Rachel says, just found the Stranger Things playlist and you are jamming. Yay. Good. Paget says, nice to Caitlin. I love when you can start a chapter that you're excited about. Yes. CB says, I'm exhausted. Seriously, I went shopping today for new t-shirts. Shopping in general is exhausting, and shopping for clothes is doubly so, I think, in a lot of ways. But also just shopping in the summer is because you have the heat and the humidity and the sunshine, which to some people I'm sure sounds wonderful. But it's just the mug is like the mugginess is really what it's just not fun. Caitlin says, to Paget, it definitely helps the writing flow. You tell yourself progress, not perfection. Yes. But I also, I was remarking to my dad, we were talking about perfection or something being perfect. And I said, I'm not even sure I would know what perfect would look like because we never see it. So even if it was standing there in front of you, we would probably be doubting ourselves and trying to find something that was wrong with it to be nitpicky because that's what we're used to doing. So CB hates nail clippers and instead uses nail scissors. Ooh, I don't think have I seen any nail scissors around here? I don't think so. Sharon writes, hello. Hello. How are you? And Stacy is here. Hello. If there's cuts on your fingertips, though, vinegar is ouchy. Yeah, well, paper cuts. Laura says, thinking of making a Skillshare class on writing descriptions. Your presentation for the AuthorTube Writing Conference on this topic is 45 minutes long, and you were talking fairly fast. Do you think you could make enough meaningful points to go on for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half? Not sure if it would be an in-demand class, though. I really do like your descriptions and your examples. I think it would be worth making and seeing how it goes. And also treat your AuthorTube Writing Conference presentation like a dry run. Take the feedback, take sort of like where people are excited versus where they are silent. Take this as feedback and make your Skillshare. Make your Skillshare based on the feedback you get through this weekend's conference. That would be my suggestion. But yes, I think you should attempt to make the Skillshare class. Stacy says, I think I'm going to work on cleaning up my office some. Yay. It's getting a bit overwhelming. Yes, I get that. Megan says, I guarantee there will be a demand for a class like that, Laura. Yes, especially as you continue to publish all of your things. So yes, absolutely. Rachel says, Laura, that sounds like a great idea. I'm a dialogue queen and I have to go back and force descriptions sometimes. Megan says you just have to target the right people. Yes. Catherine says, I enjoy writing descriptions, but I have a hard time integrating descriptions and actions. Okay. Yes, this would be another thing that maybe Laura could make sure that you hit this. But this is definitely a class worth making, Laura. Jenna says, Laura, I agree with what Jules is saying. Given the constraints of the presentation time slot and Skillshare with Laura, sounds amazing. Yes. Paget says, I'm at the dealership getting the car serviced, and their little waiting area is kind of a great change of scene. Oh, nice. Excellent. Usually they're like, the waiting areas at car dealerships are usually very bright. At least the ones that I've been in. I mean, hopefully, usually like lots of bright whites and glasses. I mean, it's usually sort of like industrial build, but it's usually very bright feeling, which sometimes can clear the mind. I don't know. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm just rambling on because that's what I do. I was thinking yesterday, somebody said something about trying to make answers quick. And I was like, I'm Southern. I have a real hard problem with that because we always have a story to go along with everything because that is what Southerners do. You have stories. It's an oral storytelling. Like there's an example for everything. But yes. Okay. Where you guess they realized if people have to wait, they want to work. So it's like a little workspace, work share space. Ooh, minus the controversy. Nice. Laura says, I'm sold. I'll work on lesson planning. Excellent. Rachel says, LMAO, it's that big fish Southern thing. It is like, it's just every Southerner has a story for whatever topic it is that you're talking about. It is just, it's a given. You know, if you want to talk about, I don't know. So, okay, I think there's a channel called It's a Southern Thing. And they have some really great skits, but also some really great sort of like Q&As. I highly recommend their channel. It's very amusing and very on point for a lot of things that Southerners do. But yes, there's always like a story. Like every time they do a Q&A, every person has a story about, the time they ate squirrel. Okay, see, what had happened was, and then you have to explain why you were eating squirrel. And like the time you jump off a cliff, or the time you sass your mom or your grandma, like there's a story behind everything. So yeah. So I can't answer things quickly because I usually have some sort of, I just have this urge to talk. And the other thing is that, like we're taught to socialize by doing sort of like small talk, at least initially, being welcoming, offering people food, asking them how they're doing, how's their Mima, how's their kids, how's the school, how's the, so there's always like, you just can't not talk. But yeah. Okay, so the waiting area is pretty bright, very different from your house. Yeah. There's an author that wrote her book at a tire shop. Oh, interesting. Did she work at the tire shop, or did she need that many tires? Lol, there's an entire literature degree for bachelor's and master's level that studies Southern tradition, oral and written stories for a reason. Yes. Yes, there are. Heather says, hello. Pat says, that is awesome for the writing a book at a tire shop. Yes. And Charlie says, probably more than one story. Yes. Absolutely, yes. And you have some great ones, by the way. You have some amazing stories. Jen says hi to Heather. And Jen says, I think she did a signing there and everything. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to look this up because that's fascinating. Megan says, the South feels like another country to me. The culture is so different from the culture in California. Well, I think America is so physically big that you can't escape creating multiple cultures. It's too massive. There is literally too much difference in weather patterns, in geography. Like it's just, it is what it is. Heather says hi to Jen, and Pat just says, yep, we can't help it. Southerners and stories, not possibly just like, yes, the answer is yes. We have to be like, this is just like when I found out the horse with the 5 legs. Exactly. And every story always has like a what? Twist to it, because that's, yeah. Pat just says, totally. I grew up in South and live in California, and people who are here like, wow, you're chatty. Yeah. Which is, it's just, it is what it is. Okay. Card. We need to do the card. Speaking of talking too much, Lord, y'all. Okay. We have the giraffe. See the big picture is the main, see if I can get to focus, sort of. See the big picture is the main motto for today. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When the giraffe appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it is time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, opening your eyes to what others need and are experiencing, and see the big picture you fit into. You know what this says, Laura? This says you absolutely need to make this Skillshare class. Okay, sorry. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, You don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances, so stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. The Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that will make all the difference. Yes, Laura, Giraffe says you need to do this. Yes. So, but also this is a good, because we are midway through the month, and sometimes when we get so bogged down into our nano stories, we forget sort of like the overall like structure that we want to build. So sometimes we get too pulled into the minutia, which I know I have been guilty of doing recently. Hence why I am close to 28,000 words in and not close to done yet. So again, we need to make sure that we are paying attention to the overall view, what we can see from a higher vantage point. Make sure we have our structure as well as the details. So there you go. Okay, let me look. I forgot where we were. Paget says, I will tell 4 of them to a girl, and she'll be like, well, here's your receipt. Have a great day. And I'm like, oh, snap, I did it again. Oh, no. She didn't work there, but somehow ended up writing the book there when she went in for service. Don't work quite. Her name is Amy Dawes. Okay, let me write her name down because I want to look this lady's story up. Just to see this tire shop thing, because that's cool. Heather can also vouch for all things Southern. Yes. Megan says, also, why are most people on AuthorTube from the South? Where are all the Pacific Coast AuthorTubes? I never watched someone from your own time zone. Oh, interesting. This may, again, have something to do with the fact that we like to tell stories, and at some point we run out of people to tell stories to in real life. So, internet. This is my own assumptions. This is not accusing anyone of anything. This is allegedly. Heather says, but I'm not chatty. It's okay. You don't have to be. Megan says, agreed. Or agreed. Megan says, Jen. Well, I don't know. I know there are quite a few authors based in sort of like Seattle. But I don't know. Paget, Jen writes romance. Her tires were bald and they went flat. And then she wrote a book, and that was that. Oh, nice. Nice. Yes. So silly you got that song in your head. Love it. Jenna says, I took the rose right out of your fingers. Laura, mouth doesn't work here. Yes. What a pretty giraffe, Mama Maggie. Yes. And hello. Welcome. Stacy says, does this mean I should start my nano project? If that is what your bigger picture is telling you to do, then yes. Rachel says, see, I think I come to your sprints not just for the fun and chatting, but because I'm constantly called out and we need that. Yes, that too. The cards are very, very good sometimes. Paget says to Megan, I know what you mean. I've just accepted that I will have to get up at 4 a.m. because a lot of Eastern night streams hit too early here. Oh, gotcha. Jenna says to Megan, I think you and Margaret Picard are the two that you watch the most from the West Coast. I'm going to have to think about which West Coast people I watch. Yeah, because like 9 a.m. there would be noon here. So, yeah. Paget says, I need to start streams if only to cater to the Pacific whole of timing. Yes. Meadow is in Oregon. It's the only Pacific coaster that you can think of at the moment. Yeah. Jenna says, I think a lot of us are located in Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania area as well. Texas has a whole bunch. Charlie's in Missouri. Yeah. Stacy says most of the people you watch are in your time zone. Yeah, because it is easier to get your time zone familiar. Yeah. Okay, so Megan says, okay, here's the tires, the Amy Dawes story. Okay, thank you, Megan. Thank you. I'm gonna look that up. Yes. Yes, Mama Maggie is close in Mountain Time as well. Yes, bunch in North Carolina. Yeah. Eventually you might do that, Paget, says Jen. Rosalind reminds us that the revised writer is Canadian Pacific. Okay. Yes, Sarah Cannon is now in Texas. Yes. Christy is from Washington State. Barrett and Charlie are in Missouri. Yeah, so, I mean, there is a smattering of people. Just like French fries, or not French fries, hash browns. Smattered and colored and onions and, all the good things. Okay, we need to stop talking and do some work. I think this is going to be another day where we have to do a bonus sprint just because we haven't done the work. Okay. Share. Chrome tab. All right, we're going to start with our pug friend. Oh, that reminds me. When I was at the Crystal Warehouse yesterday, they had little carved critters, and they had some that I sort of like panned over with my camera that were either pugs or perhaps French bulldogs. I think they might have been closer to French bulldogs, but either way, it reminded me of our timer. So, Okay, so here are our reminders. 1, save your document if you have already been working this morning. If not, now's a great time to pull it up. Let me double check. All right. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. How was that? I need to finish my sentence. Okay. I'm going to save and see how we did. 381 words. Okay, so not quite to the point that I wanted to be, but it's a good start because I was hoping to go ahead and get 425. That way I could roll over the 28,000 mark, but I'm closer now. So I'll take it. I will take it. Got a little bit of conversation. I'm trying to make sure that I am getting this dialogue like logical, like it's not just sort of like a brain dead conversation that's like super one-sided. Like there needs to be logic in it. And it needs to be like relatively emotionally important. So I'm attempting to get that right. I don't think I have it completely correct yet, but it is a start. All right, how'd y'all do? I saw that NKR Writes popped in and was asking about writing degrees and or classes. So I answered a little bit about that in the chat. Jenna said to Mom Maggie, I hope you're feeling less of the migraine today. Yes, indeed. Mom Maggie says, I'm better. Yay. Zena is here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. CB was talking about the time differences. Okay, so NKR asked if any of us write screenplays. So I know I answered this in the chat, but Becca C. Smith has written screenplays in the past and has talked about it on her channel. And then there's also a screenwriter's journey who is also on AuthorTube. I'm trying to think if anybody else has announced that they have done a screenplay or if they have just talked about it. I don't think Kate Kavanaugh has publicly written a screenplay. I think she's talked about maybe the process of adapting one at some point, but I don't know if that was like for a future project. I can't remember. Trying to think of anybody else at the moment. CB says I may have mathed wrong. Oh no. Or any of y'all have a degree in writing or anything like that? So I answered this in the chat as well. I have a bachelor's degree in comparative literature, which is somewhat adjacent. And then I have a master's in teaching English, which again, somewhat adjacent. But so CB says, I've tried, but the formatting is just a nightmare. Oh no. Pat just says, I know I'm excited to catch Mama Maggie's Tuesday, 5 a.m. next week. Sadly, you slept in this week. Oh no. But maybe your body needed it. Yes, thank you very much for the link, Megan. I did go and read that as well. Quite amusing. It was a very amusing read. So if you want to read about that story where the writer was able to write entire novels sitting in the waiting room of a tire place, make sure you scroll up and check out Megan's link. So what a wild ride that was. She just kept bringing in her friends' cars. Yeah, her friends and her sisters and her moms and her. She put out a call on Facebook. It's hilarious. CB says, barely passed your school's exams. There's a part of me that believes your guidance teacher bought them for you. Am I missing something? What did we buy? Your nightmare special needs in mainstream. I don't know. I don't know. She tried to squash the potential. Oh, that sucks. That stinks. But yeah, the thing with the teaching degree, the literature classes were great and fun. And I had a couple of professors that that would have us write in the genre that we were studying. So that was really nice. And it was quite, I found, helpful. And the thing about teaching is that, yeah, you get the rules down, you get the fundamentals down for teaching English. But it doesn't necessarily leave you time to do your own thing. So yeah. NKR says, I really want to be able to socialize with other writers in person, but a degree is slightly intimidating. I know you can't find many workshops in your area. Gotcha. You may want to contact, if you have any local bookstores, usually independent ones rather than like Barnes & Noble. Sometimes writers meet up there at local bookshops or local coffee shops. You could check your the NaNoWriMo like regional site, because a lot of times they will have writer meetups around Nano, and so occasionally you can find writing groups with that. Let's see. So Paget says, yeah, I would totally go sit in a waiting room if it meant 5K days. Stacy says, I am making progress in cleaning your office. Excellent. Yay. Paget says, the service sales girl assigned to your car just showed me her wireless keyboard, and it was a clicky clacky and pink. So you bonded. Yes. It's cuter than your lavender one, and now you're like, adding the pink one to see your save for later. Dang it, Prime Day. Why do you always come just before I need you? Yes. Very true. Stacy's made even more progress in your office. Fantastic. Okay, you had to restructure the contents page again because you screwed up the order of the chapters. Oh no, that sucks. But you got 778 words. Excellent. Jen got 767, so just under CB. Rachel got 358 words and doing research too. Nice. Mom Maggie says, I spent the sprint doing media posts for the AuthorTube Writing Conference and your Sunday stream. Charlie says, I wrote screenplays for a while in ages past. Excellent. So if you have any questions, ask Charlie. Heather says, I brought up the AuthorTube Writing Conference publishing playlist, pulled out your work planner, made some notes, watched a short video about creating backgrounds for art, and thought about lunch. Excellent. You were convinced your guidance teacher bribed, okay, so that you would pass. Oh, I'm pretty sure you could have done it yourself. Heather says, I studied, not the bribing part, the passing part, brain. Sorry. Heather says, I studied for an associate degree in mass communications. So yes, writing adjacent. Communication, very important, especially in writing. CB says, local libraries are good resources for writing groups as well. Yes. And sometimes locals like senior centers have them as well. So yeah, maybe contact your local ARP and see if they have any connections. Laura says, made a ham and Doritos sandwich, hitting the spot. So, okay, so here's the question. Do you put your chips inside the bread and have like crunch and meat? Or do you have the chips on the side? Because there is one combination, tuna fish and barbecue sandwich. So tuna fish, like a regular tuna fish sandwich, and then I put barbecue chips inside. That is my jam. When I have a tuna fish sandwich, I want barbecue chips with it. But that is my combo, is tuna and barbecue. I don't know why. I have no idea. But that's the combo. Heather says, but I got the most help in writer groups. Gotcha. Mom Maggie says, to Heather, PM me on Twitter or Insta and we can talk about Sunday. CB says, I didn't study at all for your exams. You weren't encouraged. But one day you will write this story. Yes, the chips are inside the sandwich. Okay. I don't always do that, but that is the combo that I do, tuck the chips inside. So, you know. Okay, we need to do another sprint. We need to do another sprint. And I think, let's see. Which one shall we go for? Are y'all okay with another 25, or do you want to up it to a 30? 25 or 30? Let me know. CB says there's something about a bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce and barbecue hula hoops on the side. That's one of your favorite sandwiches. So our barbecue hula hoops, is that like onion rings? Because I don't know. I don't know what hula hoops are. I mean, I know what the toy is, but anyway. Okay, so 25 or 30. Anybody have an opinion? They're a type of potato chips. Okay. Gotcha. Here's the thing about the StreamYard delay is that when I say things, it takes a while to get to you, and then it takes more time to come back. Okay, CB votes for a 25. And okay, we will do that. Don't forget, this is the self-promo sprint. So make sure that if you have something you want to promote, now's the chance to do it. So don't forget to do some self-promo while you are at it. Also, don't forget to save. Make sure you have saved recently. Second, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I feel like I really got on a roll. I had a brain moment. Okay. I'm gonna save. Okay, so I'm excited because I was like, the neurons were firing and I was getting some planning and the pacing of the story was, I think, getting better. So overall, the giraffe was a very good card for today because I am sort of looking at it as sort of like the overall picture, and I was like, this is a lot here at the beginning. Like, where are certain points of the action? And so I went back and added a couple of scene things for me to go back and fill in with particular moments, and I think it's going to be much better. Okay, anyway, I am now at 1,071 words for the stream. So let me do the calculations. Oh, it's 690 words. So I am now over 28,000, which is great. Um, 28,646 is where I am at. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so today is the beginning of the AuthorTube Writing Conference, so I don't want to run over too much. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to run through your self-promos real quick, and then we're going to do a shorter sprint to end the stream. And then we will head on over to the AuthorTube Writing Conference opening. So yeah. So I'm going to try and do this a little fast paced so we can do at least a shorter sprint. Okay. So CB has 42 stories on archive of her own, one of which is a novel that you need feedback on. And CB's handle there is Pepperoni Fan 1982. I think I have that right. Or is it just Pepperoni? Pepperoni Fan, I think. Megan says, I want to participate in the We Will Not Go Back anthology. Learn more here at the link tree or contact Megan with any questions. Heather says, this weekend, the AuthorTube Writing Conference will present many sessions geared towards authors, and I am hosting a panel of freelance editors. And here's a link to Heather's session, which is on Sunday from 11:40 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that little slot just before noon. And there's the link. And you have a surprise for those who attend your session. Stacy says, crap, I hit a spot where I'm not certain where to start cleaning again. Time to take a deep breath and center. Yes. Heather says, here's the publishing track playlist, which is where you can find mini sessions over the course of the weekend. And here's the playlist for the publishing information. And here is the playlist for the writing sprints. Or more nuts and bolts stuff, like how-tos stuff. So there's the playlist for that. And Megan says, here's my writing podcast, which is called Twisted Tendrils, Horrific Writing Advice. Heather says they're going to be starting the opening session at 3 today, and here's the link for that, which I need to save. I'll scroll back up for later. Anyway, Laura says, my AuthorTube Writing Conference presentation this Sunday is at noon Eastern. Hit the bell so you know when it goes live. And here's the link for that. Make sure you do the remind me or notify me. Heather says, I will be hosting the Jitsi networking room right after the happy hour session ends. The happy hour session starts at 8 p.m. There's the link. Here's the Jitsi networking room. And CB says, be right back doing holiday prep stuff. Excellent. Charlie says, join me at 5 p.m. for Sprints, Chat, and Chaos over on Twitch as CE Dorset. And you finished your article on Kepra, a city of rogues. Love it. From the book that you are working on. I love a good rogue. This makes me so happy. Okay. Rachel says, I have finished an article and half done with another. Fantastic. Laura is re-editing your presentation for the 5th time. You listened to it again this morning, and there were some edits that you could make that stood out to you. Fingers crossed this is the last version for Sunday. Fingers crossed. Megan worked on taking the dogs outside, finding a job, and brainstorming. And Stacy found something to help you get started again. Yay! Okay, it's 2:42. Sorry, I was just like blasting through those because I want to make sure that we have time for a third sprint. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go with a 15-minute Princess Platypus or Prince, who knows? Our fabulous platypus. Okay, here we go. Got that. Bring it over here. Yeah, yes, here we go. Okay. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to hydrate. Make sure you straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. But here we go in 15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I am now at 14:05. Oops, I flipped the page. Which I think $334. Okay. Which puts me at 28,980. So I need 20 words to get to 29,000. I am sure that I will get there because I am like, my brain is clicking. I am doing okay. I'm going to save it though while we're here. Save. Make this big, close that out. My brain started finally clicking and getting this like the middle to end and like sort of like where the pace picks up and events start really rolling. I am having to question the order in which the two baddies, the two antagonists, are going to get caught, and the kind of punishment that they are going to get. So how they are going to end up. But yes, okay, so let me pop copy link address, paste. Okay, so here in the chat is the opening for the AuthorTube Writer Conference. So make sure that you pop that open as well. Make sure to give likes, subscribes, and comments to all of the channels this weekend as the conference goes on. And if you feel like giving me a like and subscribe too, that would be kind of you. Okay, so let's see. I did shove us into work mode. So Stacey said, oh, if you end up doing an elephant timer, maybe instead of farting, the elephant could blow bubbles out of its trunk. I do think I found an elephant, so I'll see if I can find like a cute bubble pattern to go with it. Charlie finished your article on Reluran crystals, which are amazing energy storage materials. Excellent. Although I have to figure out how to pronounce it. BA says, stepped out for a moment to work on some site stuff. Had to contact Wix for help, but you are back and new updates will be coming soon. Nice. 988 words in total. Excellent. Good job. Heather says bye and thank you, because Heather is heading over to the AWC, as is Rachel. All right. So don't forget, the last link in the chat is the opening for the AWC. Make sure you have fun, and also make sure you check out Devin Cutting's playlists as well. That one should be linked in the description. And have all the fun. Don't forget to save. All right. Bye, y'all. I will see y'all on Sunday. Bye.